Good morning, or good afternoon, or good evening. I don't know what time it is, where you are, where you're watching, but it's morning here. Just finished up my second leg day of the week. Very good workout. I do these things called hip thrusts in my workout, where you lay on your back and you put the upper part of your back on a bench and you put a heavy barbell across your hips and you thrust up into the air, which can look very awkward. And I actually had a gentleman come up to me. Normally I do them in the women's center at home, because if it's a bunch of women, it doesn't bother me, but I just feel awkward out on the main floor doing them. Even though they are a legit exercise, they just look kind of awkward. I feel awkward anyway. But this guy comes up to me afterwards and he's like, "What you doing there?" What was that about? Actually, he was asking what the exercise was. He says he'd never seen anybody do it. And I had a chance to explain it to him, and he said next time he works out on his legs, he's actually going to incorporate it. So look at that. You just never know what you're doing. Or either he was just being kind. I don't know, but I got my workout done. Which speaks to, sometimes you're going to feel awkward in things that you're doing, but you got to do them anyway. You know, don't be worried about what other people think, because they're going to think whatever they want to think anyway, so might as well benefit yourself. But here's what I want to mention today. So a lot of us think that tomorrow we're going to get started, Monday we're going to get started, tomorrow. There is no time like the present. Get started today, because there's not ever going to be a perfect time. Things are not always going to line up perfectly. Life has a way of happening, life has a way of getting in the way, but you got to make it happen. You got to do whatever you got to do to make it happen. Because there's always going to be another excuse, there's always going to be a better time, there's always going to be more money, there's always going to be this, there's always going to be that. You got to make it happen. You got to decide how bad you want it, and what is it worth to you to want it. Because until you can identify those two things, you're going to constantly get in your own way. Stop thinking that tomorrow is going to come, because tomorrow is not guaranteed. Nobody is going to show up for you. There are going to be people in your life who support you and encourage you, but they got their own stuff. They got their own commitments, they got their own responsibilities. It is your responsibility to yourself to show up for yourself, because you can't count on other people. You can't. They're going to fail you every time. They may not today, but eventually they will. If you're locking in your motivation and your inspiration because of somebody else, and you're waiting on somebody else to do that for you, it ain't ever going to come. Eventually the day is going to come that you're going to have to do that for yourself. So figure out how to do that. One of the best ways to do that is figure out what your motivation is. Because if you have goals, but you have no motivation, again, what we talked about, I guess last week, was that you're going to exhaust yourself. You got to have that motivation. Why are you doing this? You need to figure out your why. If you're doing it to lose weight, I mean, that's a good motivation, but that's going to happen slowly. For a lot of people, weight loss is a slow thing. You know, once you get into like 10, 15 pounds, the body doesn't necessarily have any reason to want to get rid of that. So you're going to have to work extra hard to get rid of it. You're going to have to figure out what your motivation is. Is your motivation to be better than you were yesterday? I tell you, that is one of the best motivations you can come up with, is to figure out a way to be better than you were yesterday. Because your competition isn't against anybody but yourself. That is the truth. So figure out your why. Sometimes it's just coming to you, and it's not going to hurt you to do work until then, until you figure out what that why is. But oh my gosh, when you figure out what that why is, explosions. It's amazing, because you're in the gym, you're working harder than you ever have before. Or maybe you're not in the gym, maybe you're working out at home. Wherever you work out, it's just going to make it all the better. So anyway, that's it. Tomorrow we go home. Oh, I'm so sad. But I do miss my kids, something awful. Yesterday I was really, really missing them, because we were just on the beach, and there were all these kids around us, and they were having fun playing in the sand, and then my heart started missing my boys. I miss them. I miss their laughs, and I even miss their bickering. Go figure. Anyway, y'all have a great day. Do something great for yourself today, and make good choices. Peace.